Okay, let's end off with this one for the day. So there we have our inequality. X squared minus 3 is greater than 2x. Okay, so we're dealing with an inequality now. So we know that we are going to first find our critical values. We know we are first going to find our critical values. There's an inequality. And then we are going to have to decide where our solutions will be. So let's get into all of this. The first thing that we're going to have to do here is to get it into standard form. Okay, so you have x squared, the 2x on your right hand side we bring over to the left hand side, or we subtract 2x on both sides. So it's going to be minus 2x, and the minus 3 that is there, and we still have the greater than 0 on our right hand side now. Right, so if we look at what we do have here, this is a basic trinomial. So again, we are going to go factorize that. We'll make our two sets of brackets with our x and x. Okay, so this one is easy because they I'm gonna say equal to 0, although we should know that this is not equal to 0. So we're just going to say equal to for now. Later on, we're going to find out where our solution actually is. So let's for now say equal to. This one is easy because they give us a 3 as our, minus 3 as our constant over there, and 3 is prime. So your only options is 3 and 1. So let's go with 3 and 1. And in order for us to get the negative 2, which is the middle term, our 3 is going to have to be negative and our 1 will have to be positive, because minus 3 plus 1 gives us the minus 2 that is in the middle. Great. So that one was quite easy. Now remember, these values that we're going to find, let's find them quickly. So x is going to equal to positive 3 and x is equal to minus 1. These values are not our answers, all right? So in fact, it is incorrect to say equal to over here, because they are not the answers, but these are our critical values. They're helping us find the answer, but they're not the answer. So the next thing that we have to do in order to find our answer is to express these values on a number line. Remember to always put the smaller value on your left hand side. So on our left hand side we have a minus 1, and on our right hand side we have the 3. Smallest value always goes on the left hand side. Now we have two ways of doing this. Either we can consider that this is a function, everything's a function. We can consider that this function has a positive a value, so it's a happy face, or we can test the value. Let's go ahead and test the number. So we're going to pick something that is inside. So when I say inside, I'm in between minus 1 and 3. So 0, we can try 1, we can try 2. Any of those values are in between minus 1 and 3. Let's go with 0. 0 is always easy. So what I mean is I am going to go to our original equation, which is up here, right? And I'm going to substitute 0 in x's place and see what happens. So I'm just testing to see. So if I put 0 in x squared, it's going to be 0 squared, still a 0, minus 2 times 0, still a 0. So it's 0, 0, minus 3. If I put 0 into x's place, my left-hand side equates to minus 3. Now I need to ask myself, is minus 3 greater than 0? Because minus 3 is not greater than 0, the value that we tested in the middle was wrong. It didn't give us a true statement. Okay, so we can test the value that is outside on either side, and it should give me a value that creates a true statement. So let's write this one down. So I'm going to take a 4 because the 4 is outside my critical values. So then I will have 4 squared, which is going to be 16, minus 2 times 4, it's going to give me 8, minus 3. So my left hand side is 16 minus 8 minus 3. That's going to equate to 5. So all of this is going to be a positive 5. So if I put the 4 into my equation, my left hand side is a 5. So I ask myself, is 5 bigger than 0? Yes, it is. Okay, so that tells me outside, which is over here, outside worked. A value that was outside our critical values made our statement, the first question we started with, true. Okay, so now we need to express our answers as inequalities, right? Right. So we are gonna. Okay, we didn't actually have to get rid of all of that, but that's fine. So we know because it is outside, it is going to be two separate inequalities. So I'm going to say x is greater than 3 and x is less than -1. Okay. So again, remember, if it's an inequality, what you find when you factorize, so these things over here, they are your critical values, they are not your answers. And in order to find your answer, you must test either it's going to be inside or it's going to be outside. If it's inside, you express it as a single inequality. If it's outside, you will express it as two separate inequalities. All right, and that's question one.